Nevada Senator Catherine Cortez Masto is sponsoring a new bill looking to crack down on illegal biolabs like the one recently discovered at a Las Vegas home. Last month's FBI raid uncovered evidence of biological material in vials with an unknown liquid at a home near Washington and Hollywood Boulevard. Several people got sick after being exposed to what was inside. Now, Senator Cortez Masto and Indiana Senator Jim Banks are introducing the Preventing Illegal Laboratories and Protecting Public Health Act. It would require distributors of highly infectious material to keep detailed records of sales and purchases. It would also strengthen evaluation of labs and establish a federal point of contact for public health concerns. Prosecutors charged the property manager for that home, Ari Solomon, with disposing of and discharging hazardous waste.